All right. Guys, welcome back to another episode of Tales, Trails, and Taverns. And today I have with me Heather Lopes, or Haunted Hunter, as she's known on social media and Instagram. Um, Heather, nice to have you here, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Heather, we met a while ago. We did Fort Tabor. It was a big thing with my co-host Travers and some other what do you call it, urban explorers and just people like urbex, urban explorers, stuff like that. And Heather, you're a paranormal investigator on the side too, so you brought a bunch of equipment with you, and you brought your sons with you, and it was quite the experience for me. I don't think I've had very little introduction into paranormal investigating and using the tools. We just like to go out and explore different places, but it was very cool to see some of the stuff that you came up with.
Yeah, we had a lot of energy in that fort. Um, I think that's what keeps me going with the paranormal is you never know what you're gonna get. Some places you never get anything, but when you get stuff, it's like it's an addiction. You're like, okay, I can't leave here.
Yeah,
I
right.
stayed in places. I've stayed in places till like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning because we have so much activity. But yeah, it's an interesting realm, that's for sure.
Yeah, it certainly is. So, how long have you been doing this? How long have you been doing the paranormal investigating and the urban exploration type stuff?
So I've been into the paranormal really my whole life, but I've really, really gotten into it since my husband passed away in 2012. I really started researching my gifts and getting some more paranormal equipment, which you know is very expensive.
Yeah.
And taking my boys along with me for the ride, because why not? There's nobody better to experience that with than your own children. So we've been,
Yeah.
going around New England, New York. Um, Hoping to get to Pennsylvania soon, but Connecticut, Vermont, New Hampshire. Um, yeah, we've been probably doing this. God, if I had to put it in years, like 10 years.
Wow, that's a long time. Yeah, after we met, I found your social media. Obviously, I scoured through all the pictures. I did a little creeping on your social media and checked out all the places. You've got a ton of video and a ton of pictures of so many cool places. Um, so what? Yeah, I mean, is there anyone that stands out? Is there anyone that one particular place that you think about a lot, or what do
Yeah,
you think?
we call Fernald our second home. Unfortunately, it's gotten a little bit more tight with the security and they fly 3 drones at a time. So, now it's like manhunt with the police out there. But
Oh wow.
yeah, it's gotten really crazy. I don't know why they care about it so much. It's just like let us be. We're not trying to burn it down, but there's been fires, so that's our ultimate favorite place to be. But we're also at Mansfield Training School a lot in Storrs, Connecticut, Mansfield, Connecticut.
Yeah,
They've also upped patrols there, unfortunately, recently. So I'm like, come on, you're killing it for me.
that's
Um,
interesting.
yeah, asylums are our favorite place to be. Obviously, being a paranormal investigator. I've got some really good footage from a house in Fitchburg recently. I was interrupted by the police doing that. It was really scary. Probably the scariest paranormal experience I've ever had,
Yeah.
non-paranormal. And Seaside Sanatorium, we got a real lot of spirit box evidence. You can see it on my page.
Oh wow.
I mean, the spirits are literally going back and forth with me. One of them saying, "Get out," and I heard it saying it. And I said, "Oh, he said get out." And he's right. That's like, get out. That's right, get out. Real
Holy
creepy. I was creeped out.
wow. Is the security tight at Seaside? I've been over there a few times. I've never I've only been inside of one building. I haven't really had the nerve to go inside any of the bigger buildings.
Yeah, Seaside. Oh, that night was interesting. So we're not even supposed to be in there at night.
Yeah.
Um, and we got into the bigger building with like the weird, like almost, I want to say like watchtower looking thing. And we were fine in there, but we came out and it was pouring rain outside. And the next thing you know, we have a four-wheeler chasing us. It's the park ranger there, and he's ruthless. He'll chase you on four-wheelers. I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
Excuse me. So that was interesting. But a very a very cool place full of all kind of energy and spirits. Matter of fact, when I walked in on the property, I think I was in what 20 feet into the property, and I thought it was a bug that flew up at me. I actually responded and swatted at it, and then I realized that what I think to be an orb, it flew right at me. I was like, wow. I wish I would have had my camera going, but unfortunately I didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've had a lot of crazy experiences.
that's awesome. Seaside, I mean, Seaside is gorgeous too. I
Absolutely. Just
I
to sit
keep
there and chill.
Yeah, I keep hearing that they want to revitalize it, they want to do something with it, and then they never get around to doing it. And then they were talking about demolishing it a couple years ago, and
I
everybody was
think
worried
they're
that it was going
talking,
to be gone.
yeah, I think they're talking demolishing it again. I'm like, come on, you guys are killing me.
That's
I don't know.
a very beautiful place. We did an episode on it, and it was I I dug into the whole history of the architecture and the guy who built the place and who designed everything and how it was different from all the other sanatoriums that were being built in the late or the mid to late 1800s. And it's a fascinating place. It would be a shame if they tore it all down and got rid of it.
It really would be a shame. That one building that I was talking about that has like the pillars and like the outlook, it almost looks like a lighthouse.
Yeah,
That building is so beautiful. The one next to it too, but I can't even imagine that land would look weird without it. It's like what makes that land.
it would now. Yeah, I mean, and right next door you've got Harkness Park, which is all preserved and with the gorgeous buildings. And they do the weddings and all kinds of other stuff there.
It's beautiful over the coastline. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah, the Connecticut coast is gorgeous.
Yeah, it is. Reminds me of Jamestown a little bit.
Yeah, Jamestown is pretty nice too. Have you been over there? I'm sure you've been to Weathersfield or
Yeah, we
Wetherill,
love it
Fort
over
Wetherill.
there. Yeah, that place is awesome. It's like a big playground.
Yeah, my coworker was telling me that he used to go cliff jumping off of there. He's talking about how it seems really dangerous jumping off the cliffs. He's like, "Oh, there's a higher cliff and a lower cliff, and if you go to the lower one, it's safer to jump, but it's you got to scramble down, and if you jump from the higher one, you got to jump past the lower one."
Oh
Like that
Lord, see, I'm
that
not.
doesn't seem
I
fun at
can't do
all.
all
That
that.
seems
No,
yeah, that seems crazy. That
not
doesn't
like
seem
any
fun.
car trip.
I'll just stick
My
to
boys
going
would be
through the
crazy.
tunnels.
Me too. Yep, and playing with spirits. Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot of
right.
people climb too. I can't do all that climbing crap, like climbing towers. Nope, just not for me.
No, I think the highest one I went in, what was it? The Fairfield Hills in Newtown.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
yep.
we went out there. That was one of the first ones that I actually went in. I get so nervous. I get so much anxiety doing urban exploration. I'll go to a place and look at it and be like, oh, that's cool. And like, am I gonna go in there? Nope, I just chicken out.
It's nerve-wracking these days.
I applaud you
You
guys for
never
going
know.
into these places and exploring them and checking them out. It's you know,
It's like an addiction. It really is. Like once you start doing it, you almost can't stop.
yeah, yeah. So hold on a second. Did that so the urban explanation, the paranormal investigating, is that which one started first? Did you start doing the paranormal first, then get into the urban exploration, or was it the other way around, or how did that work out?
Yeah, I started paranormal investigating first, mainly because of my own experiences. As a child, I was petrified of it, but then I started to embrace it as an adult, and really it started to fascinate me. I would say, more after losing some of my loved ones that were very close and watching weird paranormal experiences with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, some weird like before death experiences, during death experiences. My dad actually called out like a child to his mom.
Oh wow.
That was like the most beautifully sad moment that I've ever had.
Yeah.
And that proved to me that, there is another side. I mean, I didn't really need that proved. I already knew, but it was like, wow, that was really cool. Um, yeah, I had what looked to be like a Civil War soldier that visited me almost nightly as a child. My
Yeah.
parents were like, oh, my parents didn't believe me.
So you mentioned that you were telling me before we started recording that you grew up in a haunted house in Attleboro. I'm also somebody who grew up in a haunted house. So let's go back to that a little bit. talk about some of the stuff that you experienced there. I know you said the Civil War soldier. That's a creepy one to have to deal with, especially as a child.
He,
You know.
he was so scary. Like I was petrified of him as a kid. He would come into my doorway and he
Yeah.
was always wet, so I'm gonna guess he died in like some kind of rainstorm, but he was always wet and he always had like a hat on that looked like, the hats that have a crease at the top
Yeah.
and a black trench coat. So he was all almost like a militant, like either police or I don't know, civil. The house that I lived in was definitely Civil War. My grandfather and my uncle I believe, found a bayonet and letters back and forth to soldiers and their wives up in the attic and threw it away. Who the hell throws that away?
Yeah. Right.
Not me. Um, I'm wondering if at all with the time period of them finding that and the hauntings. I was too young to figure out that, but they loved me. That's for sure. They came to my room every night, and I was so scared as a kid. The attic light at the top, because of course my room was in the attic, the top light would always burn out, and my parents would be like, oh, screw it, we're not going to fix it. And I was so scared to go up there at night, and they would get mad at me. They'd be like, just go to bed.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was a creepy experience. And then the crazy thing about that is it was my grandfather's house. So my mom and her two sisters and brothers grew up in that house too, and my aunt and I were having a conversation about the house, and I described the ghost that I was seeing every night, and she said, oh my God, Heather, you just described the ghost that I saw to a T in the kitchen when I was a teenager. And I was like,
Wow.
holy shit, you don't usually get, that kind of confirmation in the same house from family members. So my
Yeah.
mom never saw it. She was kind of closed. But my aunt confirmed that for me. I do know that it was like, there was definitely slaves in the house at one point. There was a dumbwaiter or whatever they call it that goes down to the basement. So that was also in the house. There's so much history over in that area that we don't know about. Um, it's crazy. For a while, I was having dreams that I forgot things in the house when we moved away. And I was going back to the house and just walking around and looking at an empty house, looking for I don't even know what. And it creeped me out at first because I'm like, why the hell do I keep
Yeah.
dreaming about that house? So, I mean, yeah, some creepy stuff happening in North Attleboro over there.
Yeah. Do you have any idea when the house was built? I mean, I know you said Civil War era, but
Oh, shoot, I had researched and I know it was 1809 or something like that.
yeah.
I wish I was just looking up recently how I would find out who like the original owner was, and unfortunately I have to go to like City Hall for that. But I
Right.
definitely want to look into that. I would love to paranormal investigate that house at some point. That would be cool. Going back and investigating.
Yeah, that would be cool, huh? So it's
Be
not owned
stuff
by
would
the
probably come
family
down.
anymore, right? You guys.
Yeah, unfortunately my Pepe sold it and moved out to Arizona, and I mean, if he still owned it, I'd be like, hey, I'm coming in your house. Here I come.
Yeah.
He'd probably
Right.
be like, what the hell is this? But yeah, I'm not so sure. Not everybody's open to like people coming in and being like, hey, I'm gonna investigate ghosts.
Yeah. Certainly. Well, it's like the tragedy with the whole Amityville house and how they just kind of moved away from that and can't get anybody in there anymore. And some of these
I
other
know
places.
I'd probably live there. I'm crazy like that. I'd be renting out rooms. Come on in and investigate with me for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I would love that. I don't know. It would be hard to live with it 24 hours a day, but I would still love it.
Probably. And you said you've got gifts. You're pretty sensitive to that stuff too, right? So that's
Yeah, it took me a while to figure that out and why me? Why do I see so much? But once you embrace it, it's like, okay, all right, everybody's following me now, you know?
yeah. So
Yep.
how did that happen? How did you come to grips with that? With figuring out that you
Oh my.
were sensitive to spirits and stuff like that.
So I had somebody hand me a book on chakras at one point in my life, and
Yeah.
I started reading it, and for whatever reason, when I started to read it, I started to have more premonitions. Like I was sitting out with my neighbor at the time having a yard sale, and we were sitting smoking a joint, and I'm talking to her, and I said I just had the weirdest like movie play in my head, like an Attleboro cop was gonna pull up on the lawn and be like, "How much for that bar mirror? It would look great in my buddy's basement. He just redid it." I shit you not. 3 seconds after those words came out of my mouth, an Attleboro crew, right in his cruiser, pulled up on the front lawn, stumbles out of the car, and he's like, "Hey, how much for that bar mirror?" And I looked at my neighbor, and she's like, "Are you a witch?" And I was like, "I don't know." I was scared myself, and I've done that many times, many times, and I'm like, what is that? So I'm still trying to figure out exactly like what my gifts are and strengthen them. I'm looking into being a Reiki therapist. I think that would really strengthen my gifts.
Yeah.
Um, I've had an instant in the house that I owned with my boy's dad. Oh my goodness. So I said to him, we had a doorbell, but it wasn't wired. And I said, wow, I just heard the doorbell ring in my head. That's really weird. And the second I said it, our doorbell rang the most drawn out ding dong that I've ever heard. It was like ding dong. And I looked at him and
Huh.
said, that was so creepy. It was like the beginning of the paranormal experiences in that house. That house in New Bedford, we had some crazy things happen in that house as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like they know. Once they know you're a sensitive and they know you're hearing the things they're doing, they're like, okay, game on. She knows. For some people it's overwhelming. At the time it was, but
Well, I
now
can
look at me.
imagine
I'm
being in New England. There's ghosts and history all over the place. I mean, it's got to be everywhere you go. There's got to be something going on.
everywhere. Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's everywhere. And once you like start opening the doors of discovering your gifts, it happens even more. Which I'm cool with, obviously, going into these places. Um, in the Mansfield at one point, speaking of which, I felt a spirit so strong that I handed my son the phone and told him to take a picture of me. I was standing in a phone booth, a
Yeah.
pristine phone booth. It was just sitting in the basement of the Mansfield. And in the back of me in the picture, it's also on my social media. You can see a spirit is like right behind me, and he looks like he's yelling at me, like, "Get out of my phone booth, it's my turn."
Oh wow.
You can even see his eyeball. It's so creepy. I'm like, wow, I felt that. Those kind of confirmations have helped me with my gifts a lot. Um, Going into places and using my equipment to
Yeah.
confirm my gifts is really kind of cool. Like I feel something right now, and then my equipment goes off, and that's like, hey, that's awesome because not only am I feeling it, my equipment is confirming that what I'm feeling is absolutely correct. So
Yeah.
that's really helped me a lot. Yeah, it's been a really cool, scary. The rockiest experience is with the police officers and stuff. They just don't leave you alone. Even in cemeteries.
Right.
I'm sitting in a cemetery right now as we talk, and in this cemetery one night we were paranormal investigating, and a cop pulled up and like yelled at me for being in here. I'm like, oh come on,
Really,
like
just
I'm not.
sitting there doing.
Just with my equipment all out on the lawn. He's like pointing his flashlight at it. You can't. He's like, cemeteries and parks. I was like, come on, dude. Yeah, you can't go anywhere. It's sad. Like everywhere I want to paranormal investigate, they don't allow you to go. So it's I have to break the law.
Yeah. Right. So, speaking of places you've gone or you want to go, do you have like one specific place that you want to go? Like, what's your holy grail of places to investigate?
There's two, maybe three.
Okay.
Penhurst is definitely one. I
Yeah.
want to say it's Mid Orange Correctional. Have you heard of that? Out in New
I
York, New Jersey
no.
line.
Okay.
Yeah, you can pay to go there as well. And then there's a haunted amusement park in West Virginia, Lake Shawnee, I want to say it's called.
I
If
think I've
you've
heard
never
of
heard
that
of
one.
that, it looks so cool. So those are like three of my bucket lists. It's hard for me to get further out into the United States because of my boys, obviously, and work.
Yeah.
But as they get older, we're working on getting, further out into like New Orleans, like where you could go to the cemeteries 24 hours a day. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we have a lot on our bucket list. It's almost like with paranormal, there's like a never-ending list of
Uh,
fun things you can do.
and every time you talk to somebody, you find new places that you want to go to, and like you hear the more the more podcasts you listen to, the more you find out, the
Absolutely.
more different places there are. Yeah, that happens to
Yeah,
me too.
word of mouth. I love that. People that
Yeah,
don't gatekeep their locations, because what's the point?
yeah. I mean, I know there's a lot to do with people go in there and people trash it and people
Yeah.
mess stuff up, and then they get the cops that start showing up there more often. Obviously, you dealt with that a bunch.
Yes.
So I understand some of the gatekeeping. Um,
Absolutely.
Especially they did that back in what, like the early 2000s and 90s. They would do the television shows there, and they would change the names of the places that they were filming, or if they
Yeah.
filmed movies there, they you know
Change it to the different name. I know.
yeah, to
That's
try to
smart
keep
though,
you out of
because
there.
people would have just kept showing up, like the Conjuring house when that first became popular. People were just driving up over there.
Yeah, and I mean it's right off of a pretty main road there in Burrillville too. It's not,
Absolutely. Yeah,
you
it's
know,
not hard to find.
no, not at all. Is there any place you've been to that you heard about and it was hyped up, but it wasn't like something that didn't live up to the hype? You know what I mean? Like when we went out to me and Rob went out to check out Spidergate Cemetery, the Quaker Friends Cemetery up in what is it, Worcester area. We got
Yeah.
up there and the gates were gone, and we had no idea that they had been missing. So we get up there and it was like, oh, that's the whole reason we wanted to come here
The
was to
gates
see
are
the gates.
beautiful. They're still not there.
Yeah, that's
I think they're
last
getting
time I went,
restored,
but
thank God.
yeah,
Yeah, that sucks because the gates are like the whole cemetery there. I actually go there very often. Marmaduke likes to talk to me. Have you heard of him? Marmaduke Earl? That's one of the
yeah.
big spirits in there.
That's the one where you walk around the gravestone a dozen times, right, and then put your ear to
The
it, and you're supposed
talking
to hear him
grave.
talking. Yeah,
Yeah. And then the middle of the cemetery is a an altar that a lot of people use for witchcraft. I don't know if you know about that.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
the
it's kind of
the four pillars there, kind of makes, and
yeah,
there's a spot right in the middle. I did get a
yes.
weird feeling in that spot when I went there. Dude,
There is
we had some stuff happen to us while we were there. It was cool,
I want
but
to say I have that on my TikTok too. So I used my I used my spirit box in there and it was like 30 degrees outside and all of a sudden a fly landed on my spirit box and I'm like, how is there a
wow,
fly? And the spirit box responded to me. It said, "Is that you?" I was like,
wow,
"What?" Yeah, it was the center of that cemetery has a lot of weird energy. It almost feels like you're in a different um realm, I guess, like you're stepping into a different energy level.
yeah.
Very crazy in there.
Well,
Someone
that's the lore with that place too. Is like it's supposed to have the seven gates of hell or something. If you walk a certain pattern through the cemetery, you're supposed to be
Yes.
able to go into a different dimension or realm or something. And
Yeah, I
that's
don't know if I ever want to try that.
yeah, I probably don't want to either. And I'm not somebody who's very sensitive, and I could definitely feel an energy sitting in the middle of that square.
Yeah,
You
like
know,
they're
there
just
was
waiting for you to come through that gate. They're like, "Come on in."
yeah.
No thanks. Yeah, so a place that we were disappointed with. What would you think? It wasn't. I would say Lakeville. Lakeville, and
Lakeville,
only because it's so trashed. Like it's so trashed. I wish I would have seen it earlier on.
right?
Um, uh, Definitely some cool looking buildings like that children's building that has like the hand painting on the front of the building. It's such a cool looking architecture, but I'm surprised they haven't knocked that place down. Like that place is in really bad condition.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think that's probably most places that we've been to. We're like, wow, this is awesome, even if it is trashed. Yeah, the JME house was probably one of our favorite non-paranormal explorers. Have you ever been up there?
No.
It's in Vermont. It's like a house that Jamie Metzel made that has a trampoline in the middle of it.
Okay.
I felt like a child again. I was jumping on the trampoline all night. Yeah, it was so fun. That was probably one of our favorite explorers. But yeah,
That's awesome. One of the ones I try to go to well, I didn't go to the hospital itself, but the retreat hospital in what is it? Brattleboro or
oh Yeah,
Yeah, I went up there
right
to see
over
the
a retreat.
tower. I didn't go there to see the hospital itself, but I didn't realize that the hospital was still open. And
Oh, that's cool.
that happened a couple times. I think there was Middletown, Connecticut. There's one that has like some of the buildings are abandoned, but then some of the buildings are still open and it's an open campus. And I get there expecting to see, abandoned buildings and I see people all over the place and signs and security and I'm
Karens are
like
everywhere.
everywhere. There's people all over the place and there's like buildings that look like they should be abandoned and there's people like walking in and out of them and,
Oh my
you
goodness.
know, smoking cigarettes out front and stuff like that. And I'm like, wow, this is nuts. I didn't think they would be able to do this, but here they
Wow.
are.
Tewksbury, I want to say parts of it are used as well. That's a
Yeah.
cool looking hospital. I like that, the look of that architecture. There's a cemetery over there too that has like 10,000 plus graves that are like in the woods. I don't know if
Oh
you've ever
wow.
seen that. It's wicked cool place to be. You want to talk about energy? Those woods are like almost deafening with energy for someone like myself. I'm like, holy crap! There 10,000 graves they say are in there.
Oh
Um,
wow. You said it's Tewksbury?
yeah, Tewksbury State Hospital Cemetery. It's like in the
Okay.
weirdest spot. They're working on like what would be the word? Unearthing, I guess. The numbers. There's like metal number markers. It's if you look through the woods, all you see is just rows and rows and rows and rows of numbers. I'm like, wow, this is insane. It's a really cool place to be and sad, but yeah, I'd be willing to go there and meet up with you and do an investigation again. That would be cool.
Yeah. That would be cool. Yeah,
Yeah, I
graveyard
like
out in
that
the
place.
middle of the woods, huh?
They made a hiking trail through it. I'm like, this is a very weird place to have a hiking trail. It's like a hiking trail of death, you know? Like, what the hell?
I
I
love
mean,
when they
I
do
like
that.
it, but
Yeah. I like when they do that and they don't have like signs or anything for it. They don't tell you what's out there. You just have to stumble on it. Like,
yeah, like, oh, look at this. The
yeah,
Fernald Cemetery is like that too. I mean, it's marked, but you wouldn't even know about it unless you researched it. It's like out in the middle of the woods. It's the most creative name, the Met Fern Cemetery.
the Medfern.
I'm like, wow, you couldn't do that any better than that. But we got the Met Fern out there, and that's when it was
Right.
separated with Catholics and Protestants, so it's all C and P in that cemetery, which is
Oh,
really
okay.
weird.
Yeah. They want to make sure they tell you which one is which, just in case.
I know, just in case one goes to hell a different way. I don't know. It's so weird.
Right.
I had weird ways back then.
Definitely. So, is there a place that you've investigated where you've gone there and been like, holy shit, I can't even believe I'm here? Like something that's you wanted to go to, you were pumped for a while or something, or you just walk in and just absolutely blew your mind.
Um, we went to Kings Park not that long ago, and I've wanted to go there for years.
Yeah.
Huh, what a scary experience, though. Holy crap. Like I had to climb through a hole that I didn't even think I was going to fit through. That was interesting. I'm
God.
almost 50 and I'm climbing through a hole that's like, tiny, but I did it.
Oh
It
my
was
God. I
amazing.
hate doing that. I don't like climbing too.
It was so
I like
scary.
going
And
through it.
then we were stuck. Then we had to find our way out. We had to literally army crawl underneath the fence and
Oh
dig
my
through
God.
dirt. Oh, it was Kings Park uses like lawnmower blades and stuff to seal up their windows, like scrap metal. I'm like,
Oh
oh my
wow.
God. They're ruthless out there. But we stayed on the roof, and that had been one of my bucket list things because that's pretty far. Um,
Yeah.
that was a cool night, don't you guys? Yeah, that was probably pretty memorable. Um, that in Letchworth were two of our, like, we wanted to get there for a long time because for us it's far. But yeah, we wanted to see the morgue.
The morgue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there is there usually more activity in the morgue or
Honestly, I find that it doesn't even matter that it's the morgue. It could be anywhere.
it's
Like
just
the
creepy because
inside,
it's
the
the morgue?
basement. Yeah, I feel like even if there was dead in the morgue, they can still travel out of the morgue, so
Right.
they don't have to stay in there. But like out in New York, what was it, Hudson, where that guy they made all the little setup in the morgue area. Oh, that is such a cool spot. The gentleman that's a keeper over there, I believe I think his name's Kevin. Um, like took a bunch of stuff from the asylum and set it up in the morgue area, and it looks so cool. I have videos of
Oh
that
wow.
too. That's when I walked in. I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. It's like stepping into time. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Um, right down to like the morgue table and everything was still there and pristine. Today you can see that in most places. People ruin it. But it was cool to see. Like
Yeah,
patient gowns,
that's
speakers,
awesome.
and stuff like that. Yeah, it was wicked cool. A scary place though, because the keepers out in Hudson don't mess around either. They'll chase you, so it's
Really.
definitely. I don't. I think if I was a keeper, I'd have fun with that myself. I'd play creepy music.
Right.
I always said if I was like the security guard in Fernald, I'd be messing with people. Unless it was my friends, I'd be like, shh, don't tell anyone you were in here. You know?
I've heard of that happening a lot of times too, where security guards are like, "Yeah, don't tell anybody, but come on in," you know.
Yeah, yeah, I would. I mean, come on, just don't get hurt. And I didn't see you if you do.
Right.
You know? Yeah. If I was a security guard in Fernald, I'd be playing like creepy ice cream music and ice cream truck music and weird things just to creep people out in there. Because some people that go in there, I don't think they're ready for what they're gonna experience. I've ran into some people that are so scared that we've actually taken them into our group because we're like, you're gonna get caught or you're gonna get hurt. So
Yeah.
we've just taken them along with us. But some people go in there and I'm like, wow, you shouldn't have come in here. Because for a while there was a scrapper in there too that was like, he would attack you if
Oh
if you
yeah.
weren't careful. You just gotta leave him alone, you know. Don't go near what you're hearing over there because he's scrapping, and if he sees that you see him, he's gonna get violent. So yeah,
Yeah, that's
scary
probably
stuff.
probably one of my biggest fears going into these places is finding another person in there that not expecting to see,
Absolutely.
you know. I think
Yep.
we went into Norwich State Hospital, and I think one of the little they were one of the little buildings, they were one of the little houses or whatever, and it was near the orphanage, and we went in there and got up to the upstairs, and there was stuff. It looked like somebody had been living in there. We're like, oh shit, we better, you know,
Yes. Then one of the
called
doctor's
out.
houses, I saw that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it was those doctors' houses. Yeah, and it was looked like somebody had been squatting in there for a while, and we're like, all right, don't touch anything. You know, we Rob had
Right?
his Rob had his kid with him and one of her friends, so it was like, all right, we got
Yeah, we're
children
out of
with
here.
us.
Yeah.
We're gonna go. Yeah, it's time to leave.
I want to say that, gosh, I want to say that was like last winter. There was like a big incident over there with someone that was known to be squatting in there, and they were like some kind of big criminal, and they had that whole area shut down. I
Yeah,
don't remember what the outcome of that was, but it was in one of those doctors' houses, and I'm like, oh my God, we were in there. What the
yeah.
hell? Yeah, that's why we carry a taser. It's not like one of those shooting ones, but it's enough to, like
Keep
even if
yourself
you just
safe. Yeah,
exactly, even if you just push it and make that noise. Most people aren't coming at you when they hear that noise. Most.
yeah,
Some still are. Um, but yeah, it gives you a little bit of time. You have to bring protection when you're out there in these crazy places. Um, yeah, my biggest fear is homeless people as well. I work in the mental health field, so I'm very good at like
oh, okay. Yeah,
negotiation. I'll be like, "Hey, here's a joint. I'm moving along, but I don't even want to have that altercation. But if it does happen, I feel like I can try to talk them down. Hopefully.
yeah. We ran into some kids in the administration building while we were there playing. They were playing either laser tag or something, or airsoft pellets or something. You know, there were two groups of them, and they were running around. They were trying to hide from each other and shoot each other, stuff like that.
That's
We're like,
hilarious. That's awesome.
we're just coming through. They're like, oh hey,
I love
just
it
out
when
there having a good
explorers are
time.
cool like that.
Yeah,
And they're like, you meet other people, like-minded people, and you're just like, hey, you're doing the same thing we are, and here we go.
yeah. It's like we're not security. We're just we're
Just coming through. I forget
just
what
checking
that
it out.
guy's
Yeah.
name was. Casual Urbex. He scared the crap out of me in Fernald one time.
Oh yeah.
Because he's always wearing a suit, and he had one of those police radios up on his shirt, and he came in and he was like, police, and I'm like, don't do that to me. Like, I had a heart attack. But yeah, people mess with us all the time like that. Like our friends will mess with us. You have a semi-heart attack, like, oh shit, and they're messing with you.
Yeah. I think I told Rob one time, I was like, you just need to wear like a fluorescent vest and carry a clipboard with you whenever you go into these places and nobody will
Right?
mess with you. Like, everybody will just stay away from you. Or,
Yeah, like you're a construction worker. You'd be good to go.
yeah, and if you could stop, you
Like that
just go, yeah,
better.
Gary sent me down here to take some pictures. I don't know what happened. I don't even know why I'm here. I don't even want to, I'm not even supposed to be working here today. Like,
Yeah, just play the role. Carry a hammer,
yeah,
something.
tool belt or
That's
something.
fine. Yep, a tool belt, a ladder. I've heard that one works.
Yeah, a ladder, you get it anywhere with a ladder.
That cracks you. Have you ever seen those videos? Oh, that cracks me up. I've
Yeah,
thought about trying it.
it's
I've
just
thought about.
grab a ladder, head into places. I'll go into it anywhere you
I think
want.
that's for the effort. They look like these people. Imagine trying that with Fernald. I'm going in.
All right, I'm here. Let's take some pictures. You just walk right by, wave at the
Right.
drones.
Oh, we had a scary experience like 2 weeks ago with the drones. There was three of them up.
Yeah,
We were like hopping building to building, hiding from the drones. They're always up though, so we're like professional drone hiders. I guess I should put that on my resume.
yeah, right. There you go.
Ah, it's scary in there. I don't know if my body can handle any more anxiety from going in there. I love that place, but I think that its days are numbered. They just got a grant for more security. Like,
Yeah,
what are these people paying more tax dollars just to secure Fernald? I don't understand it.
yeah.
The new park did a lot of that.
It's weird. Some of the places and some of the stuff that you find out about it. Like when we started doing research on Norwich State Hospital, and we found out that like the state of Connecticut is paying the towns to leave it alone. Essentially, they're paying them millions of dollars a year to not touch the property,
Wow.
and it's like this is what your tax dollars are going to
Yeah,
for what, you
your
know?
roads are shit, but
I mean,
the
it's and
asylum
it's
is untouched.
yeah, and it's gorgeous land. Like they're right along the river. You know what I mean? Right between the main road and the river. It's an awesome place. I know, was it Foxwoods or Mohegan was trying to buy it for a long time, and
Yeah,
or has bought some of it and is trying to redo it, but who the hell knows?
I know it's gonna take them forever if they even ever finish it. Because
Yeah,
for a while, I thought it was gonna be gone sooner. Nope, still there,
yeah,
which I'm fine with. But yeah, all these places, I was telling the boys, like all these places will be gone. We won't have any of them but pictures. Thank God I take a lot of pictures and videos.
yeah. Right. There was a little elementary school here in my town, and Rob saw it. I think the last time he came down, he was like, "Oh, I got to go back and check that place out." And since then, they've demolished the entire thing. It's
Ah,
just it's
some
gone
things they
now.
quit with. Oh,
Yeah,
that sucks. Yeah, it's like some things they take years and years, and some things they level out in less than a year. It's like we were just talking about this. There was like a house. Oh, I forget what town it was. I forget what town in Massachusetts, but there was a dad that shot his son and daughter.
yeah,
The son lived. Scary. But we went to Paranormal investigate that, and it was abandoned since 2012, but it's all boarded up and sealed, but it's still there. I'm like, how is that even still there? Why have they not
yeah.
knocked that down? That
And it's
stuff makes no sense.
and it's just
It's
a house,
rotting.
you said?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all boy. It's right next to a like a convenience store too. It's like, wow, those people don't complain that there's like a murder suicide house right next door.
Oh wow. Yeah. And it like you can't sell it, you can't rent it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you
Who's
might
gonna
as well
move
just
it?
make it like a little memorial garden.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean if they do anything with it, they're gonna sell it out somehow and make a mockery of, the victims and everything that happened there too. I've heard that story. That's like a tale as old as time, you know?
Absolutely. Yep, that's so true. The energy there, I can only imagine. The residual energy from that whole traumatic event, I can't even imagine in that house. I had warned myself that if I went in there, that I didn't, because I'm not, that kind of an event can be really overwhelming to walk into for a paranormal investigator. So I
Yeah.
warned myself, I'm like, if I walk in here and I can't handle it, I'm coming right back out. Because, children children died in that house, and that's like really in a very traumatic way. So
Yeah.
yeah, I was like ready for sad, traumatic things to happen, but we didn't end up getting in there. And I wasn't breaking boards down. Like I feel like in that situation, that's just very disrespectful. It's sealed, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's very sad. Very sad. It just, I don't think it involved kids, but it just happened recently too out in Massachusetts. So I'm like, wow, that's way too common of a thing lately.
Yeah. It definitely has been. Um, so going back to the haunted houses and growing up, so the house that I grew up in was on the Cape, and it's still there, it's still owned by our family actually, and
Oh, that's cool.
it's just nobody's been living in it. I want to say for the last like 3 or 4 years since my dad moved out. My dad had to go into a nursing home. He had a stroke, so
Oh,
he's not living in the house. Nobody's been in the house for a while, and I keep thinking like at some point we need to have somebody come in and do an investigation in the house before. I know my family's starting to sell off some property, and I think the house is the next. Once a big chunk of property gets sold, and the house might be on the chopping block. So, would you be
gotta
interested
get in
in
there.
going in and
Absolutely.
investigating the old homestead, the old Baker homestead?
I would be honored to do that. That would be
That
amazing.
that would be awesome. I'll talk to my
Yeah,
uncle about it and see how he feels about that. It was
yeah, that would be cool.
so I was like the fifth or sixth generation to grow up in this house, and
Wow.
it's my grandfather's grandmother who supposedly haunts the place.
Aw.
Is the one that that doesn't like women in being in her house, loves her boys, doesn't like the wives coming in, you know.
That's funny.
So
Yep,
it's
it's her
like
house.
it's her house, absolutely 100%. She was never happy being there either in her life. She didn't. There's all kinds of family stories about it. I've seen her once. I've heard her a couple times, and she's
Aw.
tapped me on the shoulder and woken me up a couple times in the morning when I needed to get up.
Get up, son.
So she's
That's
probably still
awesome.
kicking around in there. Yeah,
Sweet. Do you know her name?
it's Nellie Baker.
Aw. See, that's
Yep.
even cooler because if you know things, then you can communicate. We can communicate exactly with her personally.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So growing up, there's a trunk that's all full of her personal effects, and so growing up, this trunk was like it was the do not touch Nellie's trunk. That was the whole thing. Don't touch her trunk. Don't touch her stuff. And it
Wow.
it moved from at one point it was in the back of a long closet and nobody ever went in there. There's stories of like one of my friends tried to go in there and was like digging through her stuff and the trunk closed on him and he got stuck inside the trunk when he was very little. And they were like muffled screaming and nobody knew where he was. They found him in the trunk. And
Oh, shoot.
and then later on the trunk moved to the hallway at the top of the stairs. That's where I saw her. She was standing at the top of the stairs one morning. I was like
Wow.
16 years old. And and so apparently that the trunk is still there from what I understand. And my aunt
Nice.
was talking about taking it out of there and burning it, and I'm like, no, we
Oh,
need
Lord,
to
don't.
not. I'm like, I keep wanting to go down there and save it, like take her trunk and like get it out of there and make sure it survives. But
Her
at the
stuff
same
is
time, I'm
safe. Yeah.
like, yeah, at the same
Do I
time, like, I don't want to bring it to my house
and
too
don't take
either.
it out of the house because she could get pissed that you take it out of that house.
Right, like I don't want her following me to my house being mad that I took her stuff. Like, no, I'm trying to save it. I don't want it to
Yeah. How?
disappear.
How do? I mean, maybe we can have a conversation with her when we do that. Like, this house is going to be getting sold to, like, yeah, at some point it's going to be handed over to another family, and we'd like to preserve your things and see if
Yeah,
she responds to us. That would be really cool.
that
That would
would
be
be
cool
cool
if
to
we
look
could get
into.
that.
Yeah.
Huh.
That would be
All right.
that would make an awesome episode or a few good videos.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be cool to
Absolutely.
look into.
I'll bring all the tricks out that night. I have all kind of paranormal equipment. I have a tripwire. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It's like
Tripwire,
a
no.
wire. It's like a wire that the spirits can touch and change the lights. It's so cool. It's one of
Oh,
my favorite
okay.
pieces of equipment. Real cool. And you've seen the REM pod.
Yeah,
I have an XLS too, but I have to. Something happened with the settings, so I have to have somebody look at it. But if I can get the XLS, that would be cool to use in there too. I love that thing. The XLS shows like stick figures as ghosts. That thing's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. I've never seen one of those in action. That would be cool
Yeah,
to
it's pretty
see.
cool to watch. pretty cool to watch. You're like, oh shoot, it's coming towards me.
Yeah, right. So, the paranormal investigating with your boys, how did you get them into that? Or did they see what you were doing, want to get into it, or?
Yeah, they saw what I was doing and were really interested. And they were, little did I know, they were exploring around town without me knowing and breaking into like
Ah,
abandoned places. So I'm like, well, we're not going to do that without mom, because if you get arrested, we're going to get arrested together. Yeah, I
yeah,
wasn't, it's too dangerous to be doing that. So we do it as a team. We've met a lot of really cool other explorers. It's nice because it's like another community that's very welcoming with what we like to do.
yeah,
So it's nice because, out in the community, you talk to people about ghosts and they look at you like you're at work. This lady comes to my work. She's like a church lady for one of my clients. And she looks at me like I'm the Antichrist because she knows I'm a paranormal investigator. I'm like,
yeah,
whatever. I'm probably more spiritual than you are. Like, come on. You have to be to protect yourself.
yeah,
But yeah, they, I believe that Braden, my youngest son, is also sensitive. I think the other boys are as well, but him the most. Um, they get freaked out too, but they don't like to be anywhere alone. My youngest has really, really gotten brave over the last couple of years with exploring. Now, instead of
yeah.
wanting to be in the back of the line, he's leading. He knows Fernald like the back of his head, back of his hand.
Very cool.
Like he could show me things in Fernald that I'd never seen. I'm like, wow, kid, you're learning. I'm teaching you right. It's really cool. Um, yeah, they're learning equipment, so it's really cool to kind of pass it down to them.
Yeah,
I think about the videos that my grandchildren will see in the future. I'm like, wow, they're going to see me doing some crazy things, but they'll be like, was that my grandmother?
right. Yeah, who was it? My uncle, his wife asked me one time. We were talking about family history and stuff like that, and we're like, oh, we're digging into this history and that history, and my uncle was telling me about some of the ancestors, and she goes, have you written down some of the stuff that you've done so that your son and your grandchildren, your future grandchildren, whatever, don't have to do this, like kind of dig and put stuff together? I was
Mm,
like, that's a
mm-hmm.
good idea. You know what I mean? Like
That is good.
that's something you don't think about. But yeah, there's
No,
gonna be a
like a
time when
journal.
people are gonna ask those questions. Yeah,
That's a good idea. It really is a good idea. Because a lot of those things get lost. And then, like, I've had to do a lot of digging with the research in my family and the ancestry. It's exhausting because it's where do you find it? You have to dig. You have to really
yeah.
dig.
And you hear
Uh,
stories, and it's like, are they true? Are they not true? And then you have to put all the pieces, it's like putting a puzzle together that you don't
it really is.
have all the clues to. You know what I mean? You can't even see all the pieces. You're trying to put this thing together. Yeah,
It's fascinating. I like I've heard rumors too that like my nana was also had gifts. Um,
yeah,
I don't doubt that she was my favorite person. So like, how do you prove that? I don't even have anybody living that I could ask that would even know that. They'd be like, oh, she was just very religious. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, like that family history is so important, especially with things like gift, paranormal,
yeah,
family like, individuals haunting houses that are families that the house has been in the family for so long. It would be really nice to know a lot of that history. I bet
yeah.
was she the
Especially
they were the first owners of
what's that?
the house. Nellie, was she the first owner?
She was her husband built it for her.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
So it was absolutely her house. And then he didn't build it to her exact specifications, so that's the reason why she was never happy with it. It was like because she poured a bunch of the money that she saved into building the house, and then she said, "No used wood. Do not use any used wood. I want it all new, and no wainscoting." Because she was a school teacher, she hated wainscoting, and so she came down from Maine, and she found that he had used a bunch of the lumber from their previous homestead to build this. The one that there was one that had I can't remember, it burnt down or got destroyed somehow, and
Oh,
so they moved. They took all the old lumber from that and they used it to build the new one. And then he put wainscoting all throughout it. So she was
my
already
goodness.
started out being unhappy with it. And then they had two boys, and then the boys after Oziel had passed, um it was Royce and Everett. Robert Okay, it was one of the names, whatever it was. I'm getting all the family names mixed up. But the two boys, they tried moving their wives into the house, and she basically ran both of them off. Like she didn't want the house as because she was a woman back in the 1800s, so it was even though she paid for the house to be built, it was not in her name. It was in her husband's name, and then when he died, it went to the boys, and so she lived basically off of the boys, keeping the house up. But then these other women came in. She did everything she could to run him out of the house.
So she's powerful. She's like, no, no,
As
no, no.
yeah, it is 100% her house, and it's okay for her boys to be there, but none of these,
Not the women.
not
Check it
these
out.
women, even her
That's
own
good. That
family,
means she'll
even my
respond to
aunt.
me.
Yeah, hopefully, even my aunt. Apparently, my aunt had nothing but she always says that she always felt negative energy coming from Nellie, but her brothers were totally fine with it.
That's funny.
Yeah,
She's afraid the women are going to try to take over the house.
apparently, yeah.
He's like,
Something
no,
like
no,
that.
no.
She's like,
She'll
no, this is my
like
house.
them. If they take down the wainscoting, she'll like them.
Yeah, right.
Oh man, that's so funny. I wonder if she had some kind of like superstition with the house that burnt down, that if you use the wood from that house would have, the same thing happen.
Yeah, I don't
One of
know. I
the,
mean, house has been there 150 years and hasn't burned now, so I don't think.
right? I
Even
don't
though,
think that superstition happened.
yeah, there was a story that she what was it? She didn't like one of the wives. I think it was Avis. She didn't like her cooking dinner because she became the woman of the house essentially. And so what she would do is she would wait for Avis to walk out of the kitchen after she lit the fire in the stove, and there was like a cup or something with water in it, and she would pour the water on the fire and then gave Avis a bunch of shit for not having dinner ready on time, because she had to relight the fire. And so the other woman, I can't remember her name. She saw her doing this, like she saw her splashing the water on it. So she went and took the water container and she filled it with kerosene. So the next time Nellie went to go dump water on the fire, she dumped kerosene on the fire and almost burnt the kitchen down.
Oh
Almost
my
burnt the whole
goodness.
house down.
She's like, I won't do that again. That's funny.
There's
Oof.
all kinds of shit like that, yeah.
So they're so smart. It's kind of crazy how intelligent certain spirits are.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely something we gotta do. We gotta get that in the books at some point.
Yeah,
So
that would be exciting.
what's your next big exploration or investigation?
Oh gosh. I'm the Enfield Demon House. Enfield, Connecticut. I don't know if you've ever heard. It's not really a big
I've
place.
heard of it, but what's up with that? What's going
I
on with that
don't.
one?
It's definitely some type of negative entity that supposedly lives there. I'd like to experience it myself before I find that out. But their charge for the night is very cheap. It's like $250 during the weekdays and $350 during the weekends, and it's for 5 people.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, the Conjuring House was $1,100. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that'll probably happen. I'm gonna try to do that around Halloween, make that like my Halloween event. Um, I think it's up to 5 people, so it's my boys and I'll do it, and then we're probably gonna have room for 2 more people. So, I mean, if we plan it and we have another spot, if you want to come along, I'm cool with that. And then I
That'd be
gotta find
cool.
one more person. Maybe I'll invite Craig. We'll see. Maybe he might be scared. He might be scared of that house because it's a demon house. He doesn't really like that kind of stuff. But
He
yeah, you
doesn't
never
like
know.
the demon, the dark entities.
Yeah, the darkness. I
Yeah.
mean, he went in the fort, and there's definitely dark energies in there.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely offer it to him, but we'll see because we'll definitely have two other spots because I'm pretty sure that it says 5 people.
That's very cool. Well, I can't wait to see that or go there if you do have a spot. I would definitely do that.
Absolutely. Sweet. Yeah, I can't wait to do that. I've wanted
Okay.
to do that for a few years.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, listen, I think we're just about at the end of it. We're gonna wrap this up. So, Heather, let everybody know where they can find you on social media, TikTok, Instagram.
It's Haunted Hunter, and it's 22 MA, and there's underscores in between it. But once you type Haunted Hunter, it pops right up, and you'll be able to find me. I'm
Yeah,
starting to work on my YouTube. It's also the same name. I only got a few videos up there, but I'm gonna be working over the winter to really get my YouTube popping, I guess is the best word that I can put out there. But yeah, thank you for so much for having me. It was amazing to be on a podcast. I've never done that before, so thank you very much.
awesome. That's great. Yeah. All right, I'm glad you came on. I'm glad you reached out to me and said you wanted to come on. This is it's been amazing. You've told quite a bunch of different stories that were absolutely awesome. I hope everybody gets to listen to this and likes it as much as I did. This has been
And I
fun.
look forward to doing that, possibly doing that paranormal investigation of your family house. That would be amazing. We could make
Yeah,
some
that
really
would
cool videos out of that.
that would be super awesome. Yeah, I'll reach out to my family and then find out when we can do that.
Awesome.
Sounds good, Heather. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank
And
you so much for having me.
all right.